Hey there, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. And happy Sunday. Hey, before we get started, I do want to apologize. I'm sucking on a honey candy. I need it to keep the saliva going so that otherwise my voice gets super hoarse and you won't be able to hear me. It's weird. But there's a lot going on in my body. So I'm just like, that's another thing. Also, so you know, I am having a cacophony of muscle spasms and pain in my body. Part of it is, my poor body. It's in reaction to this respiratory issue that I've had for the last couple of weeks. When we jumped in the car to come out here, some wicked cough came with us, and it was reminiscent of remember when I tested positive for RSV in December? We all thought, holy shit, like the cancer had me, and I was going down for a little bit until we figured out it was RSV because it was rough. Well, the assumption is this is the continuation of RSV, because apparently that's what happens with immunocompromised folks. That's why they tell us to stay away from all of that. So my whole front chest into my armpit, around the other side, it's like a band that has locked in reaction to all of that coughing. I've had 3 massages this week, and I have not been able to get it to let go. So if that gives you any indication. And the reason that I want to share this right up front is because the pain does at times make me scream out. So I don't want to scare you. Or at least when I do scare you, you'll know what's happening. That's why I have Matilda's little bear. Tilly is out for a walk in the woods with my wife, and I need something to squeeze. Okay. Well, it has been a very challenging week. Challenging physically and mentally. I just had this. I had this vision when we came out here. I was stopping treatment. I mean, really, I had no option, right? I say, I have chosen to walk away from infusion. Yeah, because it was killing me, and if I walked in the door one more time, it probably was going to take me. Pretty sure after that last allergic reaction, so. But I had these dreams. I thought, no more infusion. We're not gonna challenge it because it was taking my leg, and I thought after some time the leg would come back. And I thought when I got out here to the mountains, I don't think I would be climbing mountains. Well, come on, it's me. I thought I was going to be climbing mountains. And I have not been able to do anything since we got out here, between the respiratory infection making it so like short of breath, and the pain making it so that I can barely move without crying. Yeah, I didn't think, I don't know. I had a dream that I would at least get a month or two of decent quality of life. Because remember, with no treatment means the cancer is growing, and my doctors always told me probably I'd be right back to 2 to 5 months. So I thought, at least a couple of months. And since I haven't been able to really do anything since I got out here, it's psychologically, it's chipping away at me. I've been having panic attacks, anxiety attacks at night. I haven't been able to sleep because the respiratory thing was pretty intense. It's not as bad right now. My doctor put me on an inhaler with steroids, and it's helped a lot. Thank you, Shika. But when the pain hits, I breathe at like half capacity and rapidly, and then I can't catch my breath, and it gets scary, and then I think I'm gonna stop breathing, and then I'm too afraid to go to sleep. I realized that outside of when I was tested positive for RSV in December, the one thing this entire 5 years, I've really not even had respiratory issues. I did 40 rounds of radiation without it impacting me. I was riding my bike to radiation to keep my lungs strong, right? Even those ablations where I had collapsed lungs. It was only a day or two. And then, pardon me, I have to get a tissue. Ah, shit. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I should have put that closer. My apologies. Blowing my nose is so painful in this muscles. Oh, it's so weird. I did have a thorough checkup this week to make sure there's nothing wrong with my heart, or to make sure that I didn't have an infection that I didn't know about, or fluid in my lungs or anything like that. Because, I ignore things, just assuming that it's the cancer trying to smother me. I haven't dealt with a lot of respiratory issues over the years. I'm very grateful for that because, as you know, because we've talked about this, I have a lungs full of cancer. We chased it around my body and it took root there, and even with the fancy radiation and ablation, my cancer just won't die. And one of my greatest fears that we've talked about is choking to death, of slowly not being able to breathe, make it harder and harder, and I've been able to manage that fear because I haven't dealt with any breathing issues in longevity, and now I am. It's been not even the muscle relaxants will work for this. I've had 3 massages this week, trying to help. And I know a lot of it is it's fear of a very realistic future. So sorry. When my nose runs, if I don't blow it, it activates the back of my throat, which makes me cough. And then, oh, you're gonna hear some screams. I know logically that I am not going to suffocate in my sleep. I know that when this rapid shallow breathing hits, it's in response to my muscles contracting. It's I know because I've gone to the doctor and they've checked everything to make sure, and I have wonderful full capacity of my lungs. So I know a lot of this is, I'm not minimizing my pain. It's insane. But I know a lot of it is I think this is where having too much knowledge of cancer is a detriment. My our friend Bozzy aspirated this past weekend. He's still with us by some, I don't know, I want to say miracle or cruelty, I don't know. But that obviously like hit me, and I had forgotten this. Well, I hadn't forgotten, but I hadn't thought about it in a while. You remember my friend Kevin, that I was his power of medical, and for 3 years. When he died, for the last months of his life, we had moved him out to stay with his sisters. And I'll never forget, you know how you have those instinctual moments, or those moments when something's telling you that you need to do something, right? It's like my wife, I've never invited her to treatment. And for some reason, the day that I had the insane boils and crazy allergic reaction, that day something was telling her that she needed to come to the hospital. And boy, did she ever. Well, with my friend Kevin, there was something that I thought, I'm like, I have to, and I had just, pardon me, visited with him the weekend before, and it was, there was just something that I was like, I need to go and sit with him. I don't know why. And I remember, and my wife remembers this. She's like, that's all you could talk about for like 2 days until you went out there. And when I arrived, he was alone in the house, and when I walked into his room, he was so scared. Oh, he was so scared. His eyes were like this big, and he was breathing heavy, rapid breathing, shallow, rapid breathing. And he looked at me, and he just said, "Baby, I can't breathe, baby." And I didn't know what fucking suburbs I was in. I didn't know like what. I had no idea, and I don't know why I didn't call the ambulance. Because as I was talking to him, I Googled the hospital, and it was only like 10 minutes away, and I was just like, fuck it. And I lifted him up and carried him down into the car and put him in the car and drove like a motherfucker to the ER. And we entered him into hospice. Thankfully, they got his breathing regulated. But I will never forget that 20 minutes of fear. His fear. And I've just been thinking about that. It's come back when I'm panicking. And I think now I remember, now I know why suffocating, choking to death. Besides all the normal fear that goes with that, but the double fear, because having experienced that with Kevin and how quickly it could come on with Fozzie aspirating this weekend. So there's just a lot compounding my physical issues right now, because there's just a lot of PTSD and a lot of I don't know, just the reality of my situation, I suppose. Well, apologize again, because I did not. There, let's bring these closer. This week I will be traveling to Chicago. For CT scans of my lungs, liver, colon, everything, to get a baseline to see how fast this is growing. Oh, hold on one second. My wife is back. Hold on. Hey, thanks for sticking around. Look who's back. Matilda, say hi. Happy Sunday. As I was saying, this week I'm going back to Chicago to get some CT scans, doctor's appointments, blah, blah, blah. Trying to figure out my baseline. Where am I at? You know, is the cancer growing super fast? Do I need to, like, you know, go home and say goodbye to my mom? Things like that. Also, though, on a much lighter note, it is, it's my birthday this week. My birthday. I never was so into birthdays. I was just kind of, I've always just kind of been like, oh, well, you know, it's a day. I celebrated it a little more over the years because my wife was really good about making it be special. And so, but now, whoo, thinking I wasn't going to see another birthday ever, each one that comes is amazing. And this is the 5th birthday that I am celebrating since diagnosis. I will also be celebrating my 5-year cancerversary in March. You only have a few months to live. Fuck you. So I'm gonna visit with friends and yeah, I'm gonna take a moment to kind of find a way to shit rainbows because it's my birthday. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go. Yes, next Sunday we will definitely be able to chat. I was just checking in my head to see if I was traveling, but I'm not. So I will see you next Sunday, and I will let you know all about my birthday and all the fun things that that I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's kind of nice to be able to walk away from this, jump into that world, and hopefully my body will come with. Okay. All right, friend. I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you, as always, for coming to hang out with me. Greatly appreciate it. And